Hey guys, if you were here a few minutes ago, I apologize that I had to take off. I had business calls 2 times in a row. I do nothing all day and no one calls me. Anyway, I'm uh, Whimsical Mickey, and this is Live Life Whimsically. And on my channel, I just talk about whatever whim comes into my head. And today we're going to break down this one of the early nonsense on the web. And she even references herself as CMC Nonsense in the Holler. In this one, this is how old this is, from 8 months ago. And this is called Justice for Vaughn, What's Really Going On. I put a link to it in the description box. And I'm just trying to understand, and I'm trying to build a community at the same time of women that don't bring each other down, that treat each other kindly, and when they're upset about something, they can actually have a dialogue with each other that is productive, and we can learn something by being kind and not treating each other like crap and calling each other names and saying things about body size, age, race, any of that. I'm trying to build a community where we can have discourse and not be afraid that if we disagree with somebody that we're going to be cast out, or we're going to be on an island to ourselves, like Becky says. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I am trying to understand. And if you have any light on the subject that I'm not getting, feel free to send that information to me to point out where I'm wrong, because I'd really like to know. Also, I'm going to also throw some links for EKC People Suck, the Entitlement Translator, and Veda Jade's channels, because they've broken stuff down pretty well, and it helps me to understand some of it. I still don't get everything. I'm probably going to go on panel with Aaron and Veda and discuss it, because I feel like if I'm confused, that other people might be confused as well. So without any further ado, let's watch this video. And I started it already, and it was mostly her just welcoming people back to her channel and saying where she came from. And the link is down there, like I said, so you could watch it if you want to. But here we go.
That is happening. Still no answers. Let's get right into it, though.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for becoming members. Thank you. Um, but she also touched on um, how when she hired her attorney, so she hires her attorney, and then they start the process to file.
This is about Letitia Bias and the fundraiser that Molly Golightly and even Katy Joy from Without a Crystal Ball were all involved in at the time, in the very beginning. So that this is LB, and she's talking about the fundraiser to get Letitia Vaughn's biological mother out to see him once he was when he fell into the coma.
Paperwork. She said, there's paperwork filled out, completed on my lawyer's desk. But when they got in touch with Dre, and Dre allowed her visitation, then they decided maybe the smart thing to do would be for them not to file the paperwork right now, because the second she files the paperwork and Dre finds out, Dre's going to shut off those visits immediately. So she was scared. So she kind of was looking at it like this: I'm getting to see him right now. So as long as I'm getting to see him, we'll put off filing anything. But
So this is interesting to me, because I had no idea that this part happened. I knew she filed paperwork, or was going to file paperwork with an attorney, because it seemed as if Dre was trying to keep her away, Letitia, from seeing Vaughn. But when Dre decided to let her see Vaughn, and her then choosing not to file the paperwork, which seems to be a thing with nonsense. She's like, what happened to the first attorney and all the paperwork that she filed? Well, right here, Elle is saying that she didn't file the paperwork because she was able to see Vaughn and she didn't want to irritate Dre, which seems to me like she was trying to keep the peace. That seems like a smart thing to do, in my opinion.
but if she stops visitation, then we'll have to file. And I can understand that. I can understand why she did that, because once you file something, it ain't like you're immediately gonna get, the judge is gonna look at it and say, okay, yeah, sure. What would have happened if she? Thank you so much, Tina, for the super sticker. What would have happened is if she would have went ahead and filed, Dre would have found out, Dre would have cut off the visitation, and it would have been weeks before she even got a hearing. And during those weeks, she would not have been able to see Vaughn. So I think she did the right thing by just holding off on filing documents. Let's see.
Just do the right thing, Dre. Just do the right thing.
No, she's not going to. I mean, we're dealing with someone who called his mother the egg donor, turned his father and his stepmother away.
Yes, which
Made this woman collect money from the public to get an attorney, waste money on an attorney just to see her own child. That money could have went to something way bigger.
let me show you something. Okay.
No one should have to fight or argue with this. And you want to know something? It doesn't even seem like Von's parents were even mean to her. When have we seen her, any of them be disrespectful?
That's the narrative, that was put out, was like, oh, well, she was being attacked Dre said, like, his parents are attacking me and trying to get my son, and they're trying to say that I'm responsible. I've never seen that anywhere.
I never heard that.
I never heard that, never seen it. Miss Letitia does not strike me as someone that would do that.
Excuse me.
She straight up lied to the police when she called the police saying that.
You guys stop it.
It's here.
Karma may come back to bite her in the booty.
Heal his brain. You're right. Heal his brain. I mean, sure, he's told me a week ago that the money is still sitting there.
The money is there. I mean, what I'm gonna use? I asked for in the beginning.
This is Von's mother, Letitia, and I don't see what's supposed to. I mean, I don't understand what the narrative here is supposed to be. They already said that she didn't use the money, or she didn't file the paperwork. Maybe she didn't even have the paperwork written up, and we don't know what all happened. If she even really needed to, maybe she did a consult and didn't have to file all the paperwork. So maybe she still has the money. I don't know. Maybe we'll hear that here. I'm just not sure what the point of showing these two different videos are.
I asked for help with an attorney for visitation rights.
Yeah.
Okay. So happened my attorney was able to negotiate terms.
You guys.
So, but that still does not mean that I did not have to pay her that retained fee.
Of course, you still have to pay her.
Give me a second, guys. Somebody's at the door. Jesus fucking Christ.
Documents that were signed and ready to be sent
I apologize, guys. We have work going on. My phone's been ringing. It's crazy.
to court. It's still sitting there because we were scared that after the first visit that I would get barred. But things worked itself out where that's why I was so cautious and so limited on what I was doing when I was there because I did not want to get my visit snatched away.
Sure.
And then I'll be going through the court.
Yeah.
just exactly what Elle had just said. So, err on the side of caution, talk to an attorney, do what she has to do. And again, none of this has anything to do with any of us. It's none of our business what she decided to do, if she decided to pay for an attorney. If people donate money and she uses it for popcorn and hookers, it's up to her. And then you just don't donate again. I don't really understand, what the deal is. To me, after watching several videos last night, what I noticed was the minute that Katy Joy got butthurt or felt that she was being ostracized or rejected by any of these people in this whole scenario, that's when nonsense came into the mix. And I don't know that there's a connection there, but it just seems really strange to me. And that's when everybody turned on Letitia, was when Katy decided to be hurt by what was happening, feeling she was rejected from the family and from the story. And even though Katy said, in my opinion, that she didn't want to make money off of the story, she was doing it for the kindness of her own heart. She worked for 14 days and then was out of the picture. So, that wasn't like a ton of time taken up in her life to do what she did. And she did donate money. She asked for it back. But in my opinion, Katy Joy doesn't do anything unless she's doing it to make money. If there's no benefit in it for her, then she's not doing it.
Okay, now, if I hire these other 2 lawyers or whatever other lawyer that requires another retainer fee for that lawyer, and whatever else money is going to cost.
Holly.
I don't understand why people think that. And the hurtful part is,
Holly,
is that I
come
asked
here.
the one time when my cousin decided to do the GoFundMe, everything else came upon people asking me for that information.
That's exactly right.
Your Zelle, your PayPal. I created these things not even knowing what they was at first.
Right.
And I totally believe that she didn't know what they were. And I think people were telling her to do it so she could get help. And maybe there were ulterior motives with the family, but I don't believe that a grieving mother thought, how can I capitalize off of my son who's in a coma and make money off of it? I don't think the way that, from what I've heard, in my opinion, when Letitia has spoken on any of these YouTube channels, and I'm new to it too, admittedly, but I feel like she really didn't understand. She didn't understand what the heck was going on or how it was all working or what was gonna, sorry guys, you guys, knock it off. She didn't know what was going to happen. She had no idea. And she didn't know how it all worked. And I think she was very ignorant of what was happening and naive to Holly! No, Libby! To think that anything like that was going on. My dogs are barking, so I apologize if you hear that in the background. I have a tree work done, and so they're going crazy. Holly! Libby!
Of course, we asked you. We asked, so we could help you.
Get out.
But I guess, that's part of the internet.
Yeah, devil's playground. Mm-hmm. But no, I want you to know that you do have a lot of loving, beautiful women that are here right now that are praying for you, and they are donating, and they are very concerned with about they're concerned about
get out.
children.
Libby!
They are praying for Vaughn and you and your family. And we really are trying to seek justice, and
that's the main thing right there.
Yeah.
Even though people are saying it's flipped into me, no, it's not flipped into me. It's just that we were able to cut one corner. That don't mean that these other stop signs and red lights are not ahead of us. And I want to say one thing. When I put that post on Justice for Vaughn yesterday, the outpour of love that I got, And people saying, you don't have to answer any questions. We love you. We support you. That really, truly showed me that people do care.
So that's the thing. We love you. We support you. You don't have to explain anything to us. That's how it should have stayed. This woman and her family should have never been the target of all of this vitriol. Even if you think that she did something nefarious, which I don't believe, and there are no receipts to prove it. This isn't showing me that she did some terrible thing right here. This sounds like a person who actually was trying to get help to see her child because she didn't have the money to go do it. And she was not sure that the wife was going to let her to go see the husband and her son. And I don't see what she did wrong. To me, this video right here proves nothing nonsense, Becky. You didn't show that she was doing anything wrong or that she was ripping off the community at large. And I don't know what makes you think that you are the hall monitor for all of this stuff anyway.
That, I guess my husband always telling me, you got to stop worrying about what people say about you.
Mhm.
You're probably wondering why this video, what is happening? Well, there's a lot of misinformation that's continuing to be spread on Facebook, especially by these exclusive streamers and also the family members. It's hard to get answers on what is the goal, what are we raising money for. They have done several lives, sometimes daily, depending on which channel they are on.
If you don't know what somebody's raising money for, what the goal is, don't take your wallet out. If you do, don't come back after the fact and start giving people a hard time because you got duped. That falls in your problem, not anybody else's.
On for hours, some upwards of 5 hours long, discussing this case at length. However, things that are important to understanding this case are missing intentionally. Many of the donations.
Excuse me, what police report? I heard that there was a case filed or a complaint filed, an online complaint that never amounted to anything. Where is your apology for that, Becky?
Have been sent to Letitia. Some have gone to Molly to send to Letitia. Some have gone to Justin to send to Letitia, Elle, so on and so forth. There's Cash Apps, GoFundMes, PayPals, Zells, Venmo. Nobody knows a total goal that's trying to be reached, or has there been any community?
Then don't donate. If you don't know the goal and you don't know what they're doing with the money and it makes you uncomfortable, don't donate. Why does anybody even have to explain this to you? Are you little children and you don't get that? I mean, you act like you've never heard of monetary scams from anybody or anything before. It's ridiculous.
Communication or transparency on what is this money going towards. Justice for Vaughn was started in hopes that Letitia would be able to see her son. That goal has been achieved. However, fundraisers still continuing, money is still being sent to people in.
And how many groups were you an admin for that had to do with this story? And how many groups were your admins for and posted all kinds of stuff in all of these groups that you say you have no part of or that you know nothing of? And just like EKC said yesterday, you're going to be tossing your own admins under the bus, and I can't wait to see it.
In regards to this case, and you heard Letitia herself say that she is not filing paperwork. Andrew.
What lies? What lies? So far, you've not shown any lies in this video.
Agreed to let her see Marvon, and she doesn't want to hinder.
Are all your little emojis and things over the top of the screen distractions, Becky? Now I see you're back to doing that now on your new videos too, with your Mrs. Doubtfire thing. Like, once is good enough. A bunch of times you don't got to be doing that over and over again. Seems like you like to distract too. Just saying, in my opinion.
That possibility. However, the narrative is still being pushed that funds are needed for something. They keep referring to legal counsel and travel. However, there's no proof of anything at this point. No trace of where all the money is gone, where all the money is going.
None of your business. Isn't that one of your admin's name? None your business. Can you just take that to heart, maybe?
As there has been numerous missteps with Cash Apps, PayPal, the wrong accounts, multiple accounts. If it's a fraudulent account, there has been
If there's no proof of where the money went, how do you know it didn't go to Marvin or his children, Becky?
no transparency whatsoever. When you ask for transparency from any of these creators or groups, you are blocked, shunned, and attacked.
That's what you do. If anybody even says anything, I've asked on your page, and then I've made these videos, and then you got butthurt because I did it, and then you get all pissy, and you don't want anybody to come out there and talk to you about anything. I know I'm a small fish, but I make a lot of noise, and I got a lot of time. I don't have any kids to take care of, Becky.
For doing so, they keep saying if you haven't donated, you have no right to ask. Well, most of these people have donated. Some of
See all of this right here, these little videos she puts up over the top of the things she wants you to read are distraction.
them upwards in 500 and above amounts. It's a large amount of money that has been raised for this family, and there has been not a single dime spent on justice for Marvin.
How do you know that if you have no receipts or no proof of where the money is going? How do you know this? Either you know where the money went or you don't know where the money went. Which is it? See, this video right here is a lie, in my opinion.
According to posts and Justice for Vaughn, tonight Letitia Bias is going live with admins from that group to address questions and concerns. However, many of these are rescheduled or things come up, so that might not take place. Another thing that is cause for concern for many people is that Letitia is now actually a moderator on YouTube for some of these creators. There's money going into multiple places. Letitia has no legal standing on behalf of Marvin or Taraz. Unfortunately, due to the adoption paperwork that was done when Marvin was a young child, there's just no possibility of her filing for them. It would.
Oh my God, he's an adult. Even if she had raised him to adulthood, she'd have no say over the child or him. If he's married to somebody, the next of kin is the wife. Are your viewers really that ignorant of how things work, and that you could just gaslight them the way you do? It's crazy to me.
Would have to be a sibling or the grandmother, the great grandmother that is living still, who did raise Marvin, would have to step in and do something. So many questions. There's no answers. If you want more information, we're trying to piece it all together over on Facebook. We're trying to get the word out to creators that things aren't as they seem. Please stop pushing false narratives.
You mean like the one you're doing right now about no transparency and no receipts, but yet you're saying that you know that they didn't give any money to the children or to Vaughn's care. You know all this, but there are no receipts, so we don't know where the money's going. Which is it? Again, I'm just asking for some transparency and some clarity.
But it has been overwhelming. These people are loud and keep screaming from the rooftops.
Dude, are we really going to talk about loud?
But they're screaming the wrong things. What is justice for Vaughn?
So that's that. I'm so sorry for all the interruptions in between, but I hope you watched until the very end. Even though we had all the interruptions, it was quite good. I thought that I pointed out a lot of things, especially the fact that y'all need to tell me when I don't have my microphone. I'm old. That was a short one, and I just think that it showed that she has no receipts for anything, screams and yells about, we don't know where the money went, and then screams and yells and says, but we know that they didn't give any money to the children or to Vaughn's care. Well, which is it? Did we do that or did we not do that? You know, it happened or it didn't happen. So anyway, again, thanks for hanging. And even though I was in and out and up and down with all the doors knocking and phones calling, if you have any information that can enlighten me to any of this stuff, please send it to me. I can give you, you can go out and find me on, I have Live Life Whimsically as a group out on YouTube you can come to, or you can join my channel and you can ask me out there on any of these videos. And I think tomorrow I offered up telling my story so that the trolls can't tell it for me. And we're going to talk about all of the crazy antics that I did that got me to the place I'm at 61 years old, and how I had brother husbands, lived in a swinging lifestyle, was a Christian, all the crazy stuff that goes along with it. So that's it. See you guys tomorrow.